July 11th, I went to get my annual mammogram. That same afternoon, they called me and said that I needed to get another one done. And that's when I went and did a self-exam and felt it and was just like, oh my God, cancer was confirmed. First, I was going to have a double mastectomy and then a reconstruction on the same day. And then they found it in my lymph nodes, which, put me on a whole different level. My name is Cindy. I am a middle school counselor and a cancer survivor. It doesn't feel like a death sentence anymore. I mean, it was probably more traumatic for me when my hair started falling out than that was a pretty rough moment. I'd lost a lot of weight, like 12 pounds. That's when I decided I was going to try either edibles or a vape pen just so I can eat. And that's really what it does. Unfortunately, it makes me want to eat too much, but it helped me get my appetite back. And I probably would have been a skeleton if it hadn't been for the cannabis. I've been using a number of different products just to help me get through the day. One of them is the Stratus Energy, which are tablets. My energy level is like 50% of what it was. To be able to use something that helps me get, I can clean my house, do my laundry. It feels great. I've also been using a lot of tinctures that help me with general pain relief. I've been using the Olivier CBD 20-to-1, as well as Mary's CBD tincture. I know it may
Hi, Maria. Now I can't hear the video either. I can see it, but I can't hear it. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
And then finding out what all the blessings are that I've experienced as a result.
Start over because we just started. It's time to go right now.
Has growth at the end. My name is Cindy. I'm a cancer survivor.
Yeah, you want to start over? Yeah, you're going to start to get eyeballs right now. You want to start your video over. Fantastic. Awesome. You're back on. Welcome.
Went to get my annual mammogram. That same afternoon, they called me and said that I needed to get another one done. And that's when I went and did a self-exam and felt it and was just like, oh my God, cancer was confirmed. First, I was going to have a double mastectomy and then a reconstruction on the same day. And then they found it in my lymph nodes, which, put me on a whole different level. My name is Cindy. I am a middle school counselor and a cancer survivor. It doesn't feel like a death sentence anymore. I mean, it was probably more traumatic for me when my hair started falling out than that was a pretty rough moment. I'd lost a lot of weight, like 12 pounds. That's when I decided I was going to try either edibles or a vape pen just so I can eat. And that's really what it does. Unfortunately, it makes me want to eat too much, but it helped me get my appetite back. And I probably would have been a skeleton if it hadn't been for the cannabis. I've been using a number of different products just to help me get through the day. One of them is the Stratus Energy, which are tablets. My energy level is like 50% what it was. To be able to use something that helps me get, I can clean my house, do my laundry. It feels great. I've also been using a lot of tinctures that help me with general pain relief. I've been using the Olivier CBD 20-to-1, as well as Mary's CBD tincture. I know it may not be the same for everyone, but this is how it's impacted me. So yeah, I've always been a gym rat. I've gone 4 to 5 days a week. It's my meditation, my mantra, and I haven't been for 7-8 weeks, and today was my first day back, and wow. Being back at school is the same thing. Kids are what bring me joy, what gives me energy. Being able to be back there and And the staff, I'm incredibly blessed. So I've been to a lot of dispensaries in the years, and there's nothing that even compares to the experience that I had at Lightshade. I'm welcomed. I don't feel like the stigma or anything. And yeah, it's just a really good feeling. The staff is very knowledgeable on all the products they offer. They're always there if I have any questions. It's just a very trusting relationship. What I'm most looking forward to about the future, feeling like myself again, looking like myself again, having the energy that I had before, and then finding out what all the blessings are that I've experienced as a result of this diagnosis. I truly believe every experience has growth at the end. My name is Cindy. I'm a cancer survivor, and I am looking forward to the future.
For me, food played a huge role in growing up because it's what brought everyone together. Growing up, I had 6 people in my household, including my grandmother from my mom's side. And she's the one that taught me a lot about my Indian background and the food that I really want to bring to people right now as a chef. When we cooked for 6 people, we actually cooked for 20. Every party, every holiday was over at the Hadleys. That idea of hospitality and that idea of bringing people together in community, I feel is what gave me the idea to become a true chef. My name is David Hadley, and I'm a cannabis chef. I love cooking because I'm able to put my passion, my anger, my excitement, my emotion all on a plate at the time that I'm cooking. I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey, and as soon as I left high school, I went to the Culinary Institute of America, the best culinary school in the nation. My parents had high expectations for me, just telling them that, hey, I'm gonna go work in the big mountain town with the big hotels up in Vail and up in Aspen, in the marijuana industry. I was looking online for places to come work in Denver. There was this spot called Acorn that was opening up at the Source building. This is the Source building. It's where I got my first start in the Colorado food scene. There's a restaurant called Acorn. It's been around for probably 5 years. It's where I met a lot of my friends and a lot of the chefs that are downtown. From there, I got found by Bijou Thomas for Bijou's Little Curry Shop. So I worked at the curry shop for about 2 years, and at that point, my friends were opening a grow operation, and I wanted to be a part of it. I thought it was something new and exciting. So at the same time as working at the curry shop, I was part-timing at this production facility to make edibles. It was really cool to learn that side of the industry because I got an understanding of where it all comes from. It shows the value that it brings to a community that not a lot of people know about. Having all that prior knowledge in the cannabis industry, I started to focus my true love of creating food. And from there, Food Network found me here at the Preservery, and that's where I got my start. Jumped on Food Network as the Cannabis Chef, has grown into what I'm doing right now, which is being an advocate for the normalization of cannabis. I know a lot about cannabis, and so when I go into dispensaries, I'm a little jaded sometimes on what people say. Let me tell you about Lightshade. They know what they're talking about. Those people there, those bud tenders are very educated about all of the products that they have in store. They want to make sure you're taken care of. I had a lot of questions. I put them to the test and they answered and they knew what they were talking about. Today, I happen to have my Spirex pen from Lightshade. Really, really awesome flavor. This is the Mango Kush. It's really uplifting, helps me be creative, tastes like mango. How can you go wrong with that? The best way I like to use cannabis is probably through my own edibles. If you want to infuse your food at home, the best product to use, I think, is Ripple. It's a water-soluble THC powder that's able to mix inside of anything. When cooking with cannabis, make sure to start with small dosing. It's the best way to go. I think another great product to use on the market is the fixed water. Right now, with microdosing in the way that we are in our world, like I said, I could drink that on the go. I like to use cannabis while I'm doing my job because it helps me be involved and help me be with the people and helps me find the vibe that everyone is in. I think as I create the vibe with my food and love and passion that goes into each dish, that's what microdosing does for me. My goal is to destigmatize and normalize the idea of cannabis and the consumption of cannabis in general. And for me, just growing up in a family, especially a cultural Indian background where smoking and drinking and cannabis is something that is not talked about. It's crazy how my parents have now come around to see what I'm doing and seen how happy I am. Just because I use cannabis, it doesn't define who I am. I am going back home for Thanksgiving. It's been 10 years. I am so excited to see my family, all 40 of them. My name is David Hadley, and I'm a cannabis chef.
CBD allows me to maintain my yoga practice along with my running and anything else that I like to do. And it's just a way for me to feel like I'm giving back to my body in a safe and a holistic way. My name is Kayla and I'm a yogi. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina playing volleyball through most of my childhood and was fortunate enough to go to Chapel Hill to play Division I volleyball. And I didn't play around with yoga much until I moved to Denver about 6 years ago. That's when I took my first vinyasa class and completely fell in love with the therapeutic effects that it had on my body. Yoga meant so much to me that I really wanted to take my training and my own understanding of yoga to a deeper level. And I really wanted to find a way to share that with other people, particularly my parents as they get older. How can I help them move their bodies in safe and effective ways to optimize their long-term health? And I couldn't really afford teacher training, and so I would clean yoga studios on Friday nights for about 6 to 8 months. It allowed me to join the teacher training program in October of 2015 and complete my 200-hour teacher training certification in February of 2016. I think yoga is whatever you want it to be. For me, it was a way to ground who I am, replenish all of the joints and muscles that I strained during those years of volleyball, and to really start to internalize what it means to love myself and to eventually share that love with other people. Yoga brought me a sense of identity and a sense of comfort and healing, and I really feel like it has shaped me in the person that I am today. I was really on the fence about CBD. Lightshade really made me feel comfortable and at home. Their bud tenders are super knowledgeable and really allowed me to focus on what I was looking for. And I'm really grateful for that experience, and that's why I keep going back to Lightshade. One of the products that I really love from Mary's Medicinals is their salve. For me, I feel instant relief when I put it right on the areas that hurt, particularly my knees and my elbows. And it has this really cooling sensation that makes me feel like it's effectively doing its job. When I'm looking for something a little bit more intense and long-term as far as making me feel better and my joints feel better, I like Mary's Medicinals CBD patches. I just stick them right on my shoulder blade or right on my hip joint, and I just leave it there and forget about it. And a few hours later, I can really feel the benefits of the CBD patch working through my joints and releasing all of the stress and buildup. One of the best gifts that you can give yourself in the new year is time. Time for yourself, time for your breath, time for your body, and really the connectedness of all of those things combined. So I would encourage you to check out a new studio, a new community, and take a class or two and see how it feels for you. And if you're interested in checking out CBD like I was, I recommend going to Lightshade. They can definitely help you find what you're looking for.
I never really thought that I would be a performer or that performing was really a career option, because I had really only sung at the church that I grew up going to. But then in high school, one of my friends more or less forced me to be in choir our senior year together. And it wasn't really until college that I decided that I wanted to be a full-time singer. My name is Casey, and I'm an opera singer. I'm originally from San Diego, California, but I've been living in Denver now for 8 years. My favorite part about living in Denver is the sunshine, also the number of dogs that live here, and the proximity to outdoor life. What draws me to music is the almost magical effect it has on people. When I get the chance to look out into the audience and see someone reacting to what I am performing, it's just this incredible, overwhelming happiness that we get to share something and that we have this experience that is indescribable and is constantly changing as an art form. An aspect of performing that I didn't know I would experience is performance anxiety, specifically before singing or before even rehearsing music. It's kind of an all-encompassing feeling that just has taken over my body before, and I would perform and my legs would shake just uncontrollably, like visible wobbling as I'd be singing. It's been crippling at times, but cannabis has really helped me to overcome that. And once I found out that I can use CBD as a method of relaxing and combating the physical effects of performance anxiety, I was really able to elevate my style of performing. The person who introduced me to using cannabis for anxiety was another musician, actually. And we were talking about all of these various methods, like you could take beta blockers or antidepressants. And of course, I had tried a few of these things medically with the help of a doctor. And I didn't like the effects that they had on me. So eventually I was like, okay, this is it. Like, this is the next step to try something. And we went to a dispensary and got some CBD tincture, and I kind of worked it into my routine, and it really helped. My experience at Lightshade is always having the most friendly people working there, as well as knowledgeable on cannabis. And any question that I have, whether it's for edibles or CBD or THC, there's always someone who's ready and willing to give me some insights. The cannabis products I prefer to use are CBD tinctures, as well as salves, specifically Mary's Medicinals. I'm quite tall. As an opera singer, it's beneficial to be large, but my knees often take a beating after rehearsal, and so it's nice to kind of relax with a little bit of self-care, as well as putting CBD into my daily routine. It's very nice to stay stable. The kind of advice that I would give to anyone pursuing a career in the arts, and specifically a young singer experiencing anxiety, would be find out what works for you, because we're all a little bit different, and what your neighbor is doing is not going to be exactly what you need to do. And it's important to explore your options and really find out what fills the niche of your life. My name is Casey, and I'm an opera singer.